All right, folks, get into it. It's your Puerto Rico back at it. Pregame show. Listen, there's nothing more to talk about other than let's get the mother effing W today. Based on looking at the games from last night, clearly anything can happen. I didn't think the Houston Texans could come in and dominate and make Justin Herbert look the way he looked in this previous game that we saw last night. And if you remember, Bot and I were talking about that's the matchup we don't want, where the Houston Texans go on and beat the beat the Chargers, and now they face, depending on what takes place today, if things happen the way they're supposed to happen, Texans. Anyway, that's neither here nor there because we got to get into our matchup with these Denver Broncos. Listen, if this right here, if you guys can see it, I'm pointing right at it. If this right here doesn't sit in your, sit on your soul right now, on your spirit, and say, hey, man, all pros, be damned, right? Pro Bowls, be damned. Now it's about showing what we can do on the field. So turn that mindset to Buffalo versus everybody. Y'all don't see us the way we think we see ourselves. Cool. We're just going to show it on the field, folks. We have a huge matchup today. By the way, if you guys are tuned in for the very first time, do me a favor, smash that like, give this a good like, give this so everybody can have an opportunity to get to this game. And half hour before this game, 25 minutes, 20 minutes before the game, we got to talk about some things that are going to be advantageous to us and the things that we need to avoid, or the things that we need to not let happen, if you will. So that being said, let's talk about who's in and who's out. So if you guys have paid attention, if you guys have your phone locked in, ready to go, the inactives are out. And let me share that with you right now. So here's what we're looking at. So inactive, we've got 7 on the inactive list. Kyer Elam, not a shock. Mike White brought up as the third emergency quarterback if something were to take place. Obviously, that's why that's there. I don't know how that works out in the end, but here's what we got. Mike White, Kareem Jackson brought up. Brandon Codrington, that's the big one, folks. Brandon Codrington will be on the sideline. That hamstring, I guess it was just too tender for him to keep going. So he's got to rest it. And if we handle business the way we're supposed to, he should be ready to go by next week when it's time to play the good old Ravens. Now, that being said, Ryan Vandermark on the sideline, Jalen Virgil, and Dwayne Carter. Dwayne Carter on the sideline. So if you got Dwayne Carter on the sideline, who do we have defensively coming in to shake things up? Well, here it is. With Brandon Codrington out as a special teamer / a depth piece on the defensive tackle, and Quentin Jefferson will get the nod alongside Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, and Austin Johnson. So we got some beef up front, right? It's going to be all about the trenches. They know what's up. That Broncos O-line is one of the best in the game. So we need some beef up front. So that's exactly what they did. And on the edge, Dwayne Smoot, AJ Epinesa, Javon Solomon. Lovely to see Javon Solomon on the sideline alongside Greg Rousseau and Von Miller. At receiver position, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, Khalil Mack, Amari Cooper. Lovely to see Amari Cooper in the lineup because there was a moment where I was like, is he going to be able to shut out and play? Here we are. We got all 5 guys ready to go. Quentin Morris, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, the 3 trios are there. James Cook, Ray Davis, Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson will most likely be on the returning end when it comes to kick returning, and they'll probably put Khalil Shakir as a punt returner. Offensive line, Cedric Van Prang Granger as depth. Osiris Torrance, Connor McGovern, Tyler Grable getting the nod on the inside. So we know what's up. It's all about the trenches. Protect the trench. That's exactly what it is. Alec Anderson, Deion Dawkins, David Edwards, and Spencer Brown. So that being said, how neat is it to have a fully healthy team going into the playoffs? Because that's what we've lacked. It feels like the last couple of years. There's always one guy banged up here, another guy banged up there. We fully have everything ready to go. And by the koala bar, you got it right, man. Great to beat out Vandermark. Tyler Grable, he's an athletic guy. Big boy athletic. So whether he gets on the sideline or not, or maybe you have a wrinkle, who knows? But that's how we have it playing out. So what do we need to see from our Bills today, man? Based on what we saw yesterday, let's keep it a buck. If you were watching the Patriots game, if you're watching the Ravens game, they look good. Gotta give it to them. They look good. They look good. And don't disrespect the running back position ever again. Because a running back like that You know what I mean? On that team makes that team very dangerous. And you want to talk about how balanced that team can be. Like, you got to look at that Ravens team and say, oh, you got to deal with King Henry or you got to deal with the legs of Lamar Jackson, right? And Pittsburgh just did not have an answer, nor did Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson just looked like old man Russell. Old man Russell. It was sickening to watch, but that's what it is. Now, we got to beat these Broncos, man. We can't be talking about the Ravens and all that stuff. Real talk, jokes aside, we got to take care of business with these Broncos. How do we do it? Well, here's the thing. We got to start fast. It has to be. We can't play this you go and I go, and I go and then you go, and it's a back and forth. There's no back and forth. When you're supposed to be the better team, you dominate from jump, dominate from start, right? So this is where we have to take advantage. Joe Brady is going to have to, the film that he was able to take care of, did you find something that you liked? Did you find something that stood out to you that jumps off tape that you can take full advantage of? And when you have found it, or if you found it, take advantage of it immediately. Immediately. So we can get up on these boys, 7-0, 14-0, whatever the case may be, and we can roll. By keeping these games close, nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. For those that like close games, great for you. But I'm not trying to sit here and be the 2 seed that gets beaten by the 10-7 7 seed. No, thank you. Not interested. So that's what these Bills got to do. Now, more specifically, I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. We've got to tackle. 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 You have someone in front of you. There's no missing tackles and being aloof. We need you to be alert, on top of it, knowing where you're supposed to be, being around the football, and tackle. Get in there. All right? We have a very mobile Bo Nix. If this Bills defense comes in here thinking they can treat Bo Nix like a Gordon Minshew, or treating Bo Nix, like a statue of a quarterback, it's not going. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. Just pay attention to what the Steelers did yesterday. The Steelers had one thing in mind: do not let Derrick Henry take over the game. And you can see what was happening. They were pinching in and allowing Lamar Jackson to kind of take heed at the running back position. I think he had over 65 yards rushing last night, right? That was the game plan. In this, we can't treat Bo Nix like he's a statue. He will take off. He will take off. So we've got to be disciplined. We've got to be on point, and we've got to be able to tackle. Giddy up, Alex, he said. That's exactly what he says. Giddy up. Giddy up and get on your horse and get to it. All right, number 2, we've got Ed Oliver, Von Miller, right? Greg Rousseau, Dwayne Smoot. Like, every one of these guys got to be. DaQuan Jones got to play the game of his life. We need the trenches to be dominated. We have to. That's how the games are won in this league. That's how the games are won. If you get pushed around and bullied in the trenches, bro, you're already behind the 8 ball. So we've got to stand our ground. Stand our ground, defend the dirt, and get right into it. So I'm loving that we're healthy. We're all able to go, and it's going to be your D-line versus our O-line. Our D-line versus your O-line, and we've got to find our edge. We've got to find our edge, and that's containing, keeping Bo Nix in, making him that passer, and then our guys do our job on the back end, right? It's all about giving exotic looks and trying to get to him, all right? So I'm just watching my time so I can make sure. What else I need to see? Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. And this is big for me. This 3-and-out business that we got going, or trying to find. I get it. I get it. You're trying to figure things out. We didn't play. It's not like we've never played this team. It's been 4 years since we played this team, or it's never been that way. We played these guys last year. So it's not like you're unfamiliar with the head coach. You're very familiar with the head coach. You're not unfamiliar with some of the pieces on that squad. You're very familiar. So this is on the offensive side of the ball. We've got to be able to get a quick start. And it's about getting the football into your guys' hands. This is the big one for me, right? You've got your Keon Coleman's, you got your Khalil Shakirs, you got your Curtis Samuels, right? Those are the ones that we need for you to take full advantage of, right? I was watching Curtis Samuel in that BS game, last game of the season against the Patriots. And I was like, man, if we could just get him a couple packages, get him going, we'd love to see it. So I want to be able to start fast, but not only start fast, but these effective plays that get guys in space. Get them in space, get James Cook in space. Those are the big things that we want to see, that I'd at least like to see, right? Here we go. I'm going to keep going here. Coaching. This is where we do not want to be the team that sits here as a conservative offense, conservative defense out of nowhere. Like, we've had our aggressive nature mentality all year. Don't take this game to kind of take it easy. Nah, bro, you got to put it all out. So if we got to be aggressive, it's 4th and 1. I mean, I was watching the Steelers last night and I was sick to my stomach. 4th and 1 and you're punting when you know what team you're playing. Oh, I was sick to my stomach. They didn't do it once. They did it twice in crucial moments. Thank goodness that we have ourselves a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback that 4th and 1, it's a no-brainer. We taking that. We going for that. So it's nice to see. But I want it from the coaches on an aggressive nature, right? This playing preventative defense when we could be aggressive and get on it. Love it. Now, they have some pieces out there. You cannot sleep on Courtland Sutton. Sutton is a baller, 1,000 yards receiving yet again this year, right? 8 touchdowns, solid player, very solid player. So we're gonna. This is good team defense. Good team defense is gonna get this job done. And lastly, before I start taking questions and comments from the chat, I know most folks might not want to say anything, but I'm gonna tell you this. Yesterday, Joe Mixon, after the Texans beat the Chargers, he said something to the nature of, what was it that Rex Ryan called him? A bye week. Oh, we're a bye week team? This is what this, we're smoking that Rex Ryan bye week pack. Let me tell you something. Everyone's listening. Everyone's watching what's being put on social media. So I say this to say, hey, man, they got 5 all-pros over there. We got 1. I mean, they got Pro Bowlers over there. They got a potential defensive player of the year on that squad. They overlooked us on a whole lot. So go into this game having a big old boulder on your shoulder and a chip on that shoulder, and go in there and F stuff up. F it up. You know what I'm saying? You're at home. You got the whole crowd behind you. Quit playing games, man. You come in and handle your business and make the whole league know they effed up. You know you don't effed up, right? You know you don't effed up, right? That's exactly what the mentality should be going into this game. Y'all don't want to give us the accolades? That's fine. Between the white paint, between the white lines, we're going to show you. So start fast. We got to start fast. Get on it. Get to it. I mean, execution is huge, right? Tackle. We've got to be able to tackle. We can't let these guys run willy-nilly and get all over the place. Maybe we tackle hard. It's just, that's what it comes down to. The game's 10 minutes away. These boys are locked in. I'm hoping they're locked in. I was just actually, I got a message from my boy, James the Mountain Man. He's probably in the chat right now. He's watching Tyler Bass kick his, warm-up field goals. He goes, Tyler was 6 for 10. Take that how you want to take it. He was 6 for 10 in warm-ups, 60%. Yeah, I mean, did you get all your bad kicks out? If you did, get rid of them all. But 6 for 10. Just so you have an idea of where we're at and where we're sitting at. So here's the question I got for y'all. I need a bold take, hashtag bold take, hashtag hot take, whatever you guys have, and we'll jump in there. And what do you need to see? Maybe I missed on something. What was it that you need to see? And I got one more for me, right? And I know people have been saying, you got to let things be the way they need to be. I kind of get in my head when it comes to like, we brought in Amari Cooper for a reason. I love to see a feature with him, right? A package of something to get that brother going. Because if he gets going and it's both these boys, Josh and him, get going and they start cutting up, boy, is it ever going to open things up for the rest of this offense, right? Open things up. Dalton Kincaid, open up for him. Huge. But the thing that stands out to me, and I love Amari Cooper, and I love that he's on our squad, and he opens things up. I would absolutely love to see James Cook take over this game. I would want to see James Cook take over this game, where he just smooth, he glides, he's in, he's out. I would love to see that the run game show what they do. All right. those are things that stand out to me when looking at what both teams present. Obviously, you're looking at a team that's had 63 sacks. So the O-line is going to have a tough task ahead of them. We have a team that is hungry. We have a team that wants to get after it. We got an explosive young team. So this is where the big test for these Bills, we're about to find out. Now, keep it a buck. We're about to find out which team is fraudulent. Are the Bills a fraudulent team and we just let Josh get lit up? Or that 63 sacks means a diddly squat because you ain't sacking nothing today. So those are the things that tend to stand out when I watch these games and I see what's going on. And look at what the Broncos did this year. I mean, if you see how they were ranked this year, 16th rushing the football. They were third in points against. So defensively, I mean, they have their moments of really stopping teams. 18 points against. So third scoring defense. They've got the 10th scoring offense, and they've got the 20th passing offense. So they can put the ball in the sky. They're middle of the pack, give or take, getting the points on the board. They seem to be moving the ball around defensively, offensively, giving opportunities back to that squad. So that makes a big difference. So third scoring defense. So they're known to put some defense on the field, and we're gonna have to earn every last bit of offense that we put on here. But here's the deal. Here come the Bills. So the Bills right now are tied for 11th. We're about 10th to 11th in terms of scoring defense, allowing 21 points a game. So we'll round it up to 22. We got the 9th rushing offense. We got the 2nd rushing offense, and we've got the 9th passing offense. So offensively, that's a top 10 offense, all looking around all over the place. So what we need and what we want is just to light them up. Light them up, man. James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakir, whoever's day it has to be, Mac Hollins, whoever's day it has to be, take full advantage. We need to get on it. So let me get to the chat. I want y'all in there. I want score predictions. I want your bold take. I want your hot take. I want it all. I got Alex Cassetti comes in and says, bold take, strip sack, pick 6. Listen, strip sack can absolutely happen. It's going to happen. And we're going to be opportunistic. Greg Rousseau, I'm looking for him to have a big game. I got a score prediction. 42-35 Broncos coming from my man Zappy Coco. Let me keep rolling here. My man said, Incredible Lopez says, nervous and excited as F. I need a drink. Bro, get yourself a drink. By the way, after I'm done here, jump on the live stream yet again with my man Pierre. If you want to be excited and pumped up, ready to rip after it, join the live stream with my man Pierre. He'll be getting it cracking for y'all. Cassandra, what's up, Cassandra? They're playing I Will Survive for the Broncos right now. Listen. They're happy to be here, but they're also not taking this position for granted. It's hard to win in this game. You hear it all the time by these coaches. It's hard to win in this game, let alone making the playoffs. And the way they fought to make the playoffs, bro. So we got to make sure that they look like who they look like. The Broncos, 10-17. You know what I'm saying? And let's make it happen. My man King Vaughn says, Von Miller TD. I like it. I want a Von Miller game. How about that? Von Miller, he posted that. You know what I'm saying? Nino Brown with the gun. You know what I mean? Getting ready to take care of G Money. You put that out there. I'm sure this team saw it. I don't want to have to do it to them like that because I love them. Well, I don't care what relationship you got with them. Between the white lines, it's kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. So you better get after it and get after it ASAP. So Koala says, we ain't punting today. Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing if we ain't punting? My man said, what happened to Carter? If you're talking about Dwayne Carter's on the inactive list. We see D-Ham getting 2 picks. Shoot. If that's the case, give me that. Don't forget, folks, these Bills were ranked 3rd in takeaways this year. 16 fumble recoveries and 16 interceptions. 32 freaking takeaways, right? Ranked 3rd in the league. We can get after it. So we have to hit those opportunities. Don't forget, we're playing a rookie quarterback. Make him look like a rookie. Make that boy look like a rookie. He's thrown 12 picks this year. I'm not sure how many fumbles he's got, but he can turn the ball over. He will turn it over. So let's force him into those positions. I hope this defense is clocked in, ready to go. So 2 players that are going to be my highlight players. 2 of my highlight players offensively and defensively. On the defense, if this player has a tremendous game, if he comes in and just he can't be stopped, there's a great chance to win this game. That's Ed Oliver. I need Ed to have a monster game. I want you to be so unblockable. They got to double team you. If they double team you, here comes Von Miller. Here comes Greg Rousseau. Here comes AJ Epinesa. Offensively, it's easy to say Josh Allen, but Josh Allen turns up every time. That's what he does. But James Cook's got to be my guy. James Cook is going to be the key to opening things up everywhere, right? Because if they can't stop the run or they're having a trouble stopping the run, now we become a balanced offense. And when you're a balanced offense and you got the defense just not knowing where we're going, and now they're guessing and trying to make reads on the fly, advantage Bills. So what we're hoping for is that Ed Oliver becomes a beast and he's unblockable, and James Cook lights it up. He gets in the kitchen and starts chefing. And he's serving. That's exactly what we need, folks. So here's my score prediction. I wanted to see if my mind would change, if it's going to be somewhere, but I got to put a score prediction in. So here we go. Bills win this game. Broncos put up 17 points. Bills 28. And we move on. We move on to the next round, and we face these Ravens, man. We face these Ravens. That's how we got to see it. What do you got? Cody Benz, 31-17. I like that. I like that a lot, boy. We get 30 points again. Look at Laura, 31-17. I like that a lot. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that very much. So listen, we are 2 minutes before this game starts. 30. We got to score. We win 31-24. They're gonna get us to at some point, but it won't be in any doubt. 30. I like that. 35-20. Well, listen, folks. Game is around the corner. It's about to start. Do me a favor. Log off here. Log back onto Buffalo Fanatics and watch my boy Pierre kill it. So that being said, I want to come on here and dance it up. I won't be with my guy, you know what I mean, Zebot, because he's at the game with his pops. But I'll be here. And we're going to turn up. I hope. So that's my game. We'll see you guys afterwards. Oh, let's get this thing going, boy. Let's go.